People are always asking me, what is the future broker of choice that I prefer? Now, I'm not here to tell anyone to choose this particular broker over the next broker. I'm just simply telling you the one that I've been trading and using or been using since day one, and that is AMP Futures. Now, the reason for this is because I really believe they have low startup costs and get into the future markets if you're looking to trade. I think their startup requirement as far as the amount to deposit is like $100. And, I'm sure there are probably other brokers out there when it comes to the future markets that may require zero. But when we're talking about overall costs, we're talking also as well as round turn fees, commission fees, the trade route fees. So when you start factoring all the fees in together, that's going to help you determine which broker of choice you may want to choose. Okay, for me, it's been AMP Futures, and I'm not saying they offer the lowest, probably the lowest. I don't know because I haven't looked at and looked at all the different brokers. Okay, I'm satisfied with AMP. If you look at reviews, some people may have their own opinion about AMP Futures. And that's the thing about going online and looking at reviews. People are always going to leave negative things, especially when they may have bumped or coming to a crossroads and dealing with a variety of different issues. I don't know. It could be customer service. It could be that they believe they don't have the lowest fees in the market. It could be that I don't know, whatever your personal issue is with a specific broker that may force you to choose someone different. I like to stick with what works for me, and I've been doing that for years, and that's why I've always stuck with AMP Futures. Okay, I believe that they have some of the lowest, or one of the lowest, one broker in the industry that offers the lowest or has the lowest fees. Okay, so I'm going to show you just looking at the round term fees, looking at their margins, just kind of give you an idea when we're talking about from trading, primarily the equities when it comes to trading either micros or the E-minis, all right? Now you could choose like NinjaTrader. I trade with NinjaTrader, the platform, but I do not use them as a broker. Now years ago, and the reason for this is because years ago, AMP and NinjaTrader did business together, all right? And then they severed ties, I don't know, maybe a little bit less than 10 years ago, but they gave the option for all current clients to either stick with them or to separate. And I chose to stick with them because I truly believe, especially at that time, they had some of the lowest fees in the market. And I'm not saying that NinjaTrader doesn't have a great brokerage service, but AMP has been my choice of broker. A lot of people that ask me, who I use, I say AMP. But again, I'm not telling anyone to tie themselves down to any particular broker. AMP does have 50 plus trading platforms that you can choose from. That's the beauty about them, along with their low cost fees or low commission fees. So you may want to kind of give them a chance or a look at. If you're a beginner trader just starting off trading futures, and maybe you've already trading one of these platforms that you see down here, Sierra Charts, Multi Charts, MetaTrader, Tradingview. I think I may have said Tradingview, but they offer a list of charting platforms that you can use, and some of them are free. Okay, Tradingview I believe is one free. Tradingview is one of the free platforms that you can actually use and use AMP as a broker, so you don't have to pay into any platform fees. So that helps eliminate or cut back the amount of cost that you may spend out on a monthly basis, because there are some platforms where you have to pay for the platform and then the commission fees and maybe trade route fees, and then you have your data fees, all that stuff calculated. So, even though you may see across the board to where some broker may offer or have lower cost commission fees, but when you start tackling on all those different things that you're paying into, platform fees, data fees, and then all the other variety of fees that could cost you, you start calculating that in, and you start dividing that up and breaking things down based on the number of trades that you take. You're going to start to see that match for match where you're saving money at. And to me, I think AMP Futures overall, when it comes to inclusively looking at fees overall, I think traders come out on the better end of the stick, and having less out-of-pocket expense on a monthly basis if you break it down, calculating everything up. Again, some of these platforms are free to use with AMP. So just make sure that when you're looking at different brokers to choose, all right, especially if you're starting off or you're a beginner here in 2024, wanting to trade or looking into the future markets, you're coming over from maybe Forex or options, just make sure that you are adding up, tallying up. We're just not talking about commission fees or when it comes to trading, you know, a number of contracts and round turn fees and things like that, what the broker charges, okay? There could be trade route fees. Again, there's platform fees, data feed fees, add all that stuff up to look at the end how much things may cost you. You got to equate it back into, say for instance, if you break it down and you take a trade, how much has that, you know, with the platform fees and the data fees and all the other stuff, all those other fees calculated in, when you start breaking things down to, you know, each trade you take and the number of contracts that you actually trade, that's incorporated in, you know, on a monthly basis, how much, or just break it down, add it back into that, that trade lot. Each time you take a trade, round turn, how much is it costing you with all those other fees calculated in, and you'll see that in the end, I truly believe AMP Futures is probably the better way to choose. Now, I'm not affiliated with AMP in any kind of way. I'm not trying to boost their service up in any kind of way. I'm just simply letting you know this is the brokerage of choice of the company that I use currently. Okay, I'm not saying that I won't change in the future, but I've been using them for years. Everybody's going to have their opinion. People are going to have their dislikes and likes about certain companies. That just comes with the nature. No matter how many reviews you look at online, you know, they are what they are. Everybody's going to have their opinionated feeling about, well, I didn't like this about this broker. Well, I did like this about that broker. So, you know, you just kind of do your own homework and run through things yourself. I want to talk about the monthly exchange market data fees. That's something that with AMP you will pay into. Okay, now they offer, you know, CQG, Rhythmic, or TT. That's the data fees that provider or services that they offer to allow you to be able to trade through the exchange. And if you're looking to trade all the CME markets, you know, whether it's the equities, the commodities, or currencies, or financials, then maybe you want to go with the $39 package through CQG or Rhythmic or whatever data feed service provider of choice that you want to choose, and going with AMP. All right, so they offer all this together, okay, through AMP. So you can trade, you know, pay your commissions, your market data fees. All this is in one, and use the platform, you know, all through AMP. So they have basically everything in house. Okay, so. But if you just want to trade, just using say and specifically the equities markets, they have the CME, Globex, Level 2 Depth of Market for $13 a month, where you can trade. If you trade like the Nasdaq, you know, or you trade the ES, okay, or the Russell as well. So this depends on, again, you know, which package you want to go with. But these are the market data fees through the exchanges that you actually pay on a monthly basis. So you know, just depending on what you're looking to trade. This is the CME market. Down below, you'll see where they have the ICE, where you have some of the foreign exchanges, and you know, they break it down for you. Okay, so take a look at that as well. When we're talking about, let's go into the margins. Say for example, all right, we're going to the margins. I trade the indices. Okay, so it's, you know, primarily I'm trading the E-minis. I know a lot of people are interested in starting off and trading the micros. So these are day trading margins. It's $40 a contract, which means you have to have at least $40 in your account to be able to trade, you know, each contract. All right. So just take a look here what the fees are. That's for the micro E-mini. The E-mini Nasdaq will be $100. You know, the Russell down here is $50, the Dow's $50. So it just depends. And then you start stepping up to like the the E-minis, $400 a contract. That, again, that's how much money you need to have in your account per contract to trade. And if you heard it or listen to any past video, I talk about the 10 times rule. I like to put that into effect. I trade using that principle because it helps you maintain your account and prevent yourself from blowing an account. It helps preserve capital in a sense. And all that is having 10 times the amount of capital in your account. As a, you know, when it comes to actual margins. Say for example here, if we're looking at trading the micros, I say 10 times that margin, the day trading margin, which is $40. So I have 10 times that amount per contract to trade. So basically $400 a contract. I know a lot of people will say, well, with $400 trading the micros, I could trade multiple contracts. You can. But if you do not know how to trade correctly right out the gate, that $400 you will deplete, okay? real quick, and then you'll be blowing your account, having to run back and put more money or funds into that account. So it's a great way to start off with when it comes to trading the micros, is to set up a rule of thumb for yourself, meaning that even though the day trading margin may be $40 a contract, maybe you want to have some, higher margin, 2-3 times the margin, so that you are protecting your capital, in a sense, saying that I'm only going to trade one contract for every $200 or $300 that I have in my account. So just think about it from that standpoint. I know that if you're starting off, you really can't wrap your head around that until you start looking and start to trade and start to see that, because the markets will tell you real quick and show you real quick. If you do not know how to trade correctly, they will take from you real quick, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So it's just a means of measure of protecting yourself, the 10 times rule. All right, so with the E-minis down here, you have $40 for the ES, that's per contract, $1,000 for the NASDAQ per contract, the Dow 500, the Russell 500. So if you're interested in trading the indices, and then they have, again, this is the margin, the margin list here to let you know how much you need to put into your account per contract to be able to trade, regardless of how many contracts you're looking to trade. You scroll down here, you'll start to see where you have the currencies, the day trading margins down there, the oils, whatever the case is, some of the commodities, metals, grains, and meats, and all. There's a list of different future markets you can trade, and that's the beauty about trading futures. There's so many different markets you can trade, and that's why I prefer to trade futures. I think futures is the go-to markets to trade versus anything else, over options or Forex. And I know there's a lot going on in the Forex world, especially when it comes to brokers and, regulated versus unregulated, and where to park your money at and things of that nature. But also do your homework as well. I would recommend that if you're trading, don't keep a bunch of money into a broker, okay? Have enough to trade with, okay, to secure your trades, to be able to trade based on the lot sizes that you're looking to trade with. Anything in excess of, I would, definitely withdraw and start positioning into, your wherever you're going to place your money at outside of the broker itself. I wouldn't leave a bunch of money tied up into a broker. And I'm not saying, any bad things about any particular broker, but you just never know what could happen. Now, AMP's been around for a while. They are regulated. Again, they are a regulated broker. Okay, so just do your homework before choosing an actual broker of choice. Now, one thing I do like about AMP is that they have what's called like an all-in cost calculator. And this breaks things down so you can kind of get a complete understanding of what your fees are going to look like based on a few factors. If you're going to go a flat rate with a minimum equity deposit, or if you're going to go volume tiered, which data feed that you're going to use, whether it's CQG, TT, or Rhythmic. Also the platform, are you going to use a paid version versus a non-paid version? So then it breaks it down and lets you know what the round turn fee is going to be per for each contract you trade. Okay, so I went ahead and put in here volume tiered with the minimum deposit, equity deposit of say $100, and then choosing CQG, and then who I use as you can see here, existing customer, Ninja Trader. Their full version, okay, and then I have a lifetime license. So as you can see here, it breaks it down. If I'm looking at the stock index opportunities here, markets, then you have, say, for example, like the ES is $2, and now this is based on if you trade less than 1,000 contracts, okay, or if you trade more than 1,000 contracts, between 1,001 and close to 5,000 contracts. As you can see, the commission, the round term fee on each side, buying and selling, gets lower. Okay, so depending on how many contracts you actually trade, that's going to determine where you fall at from a tier basis, if you're going to pay a higher premium for round term fees or a lower. Okay, so it just depends. But if you trade less than say 1,000 contracts, all right, this is what you're going to be looking at to trade the ES, $2.25 round term. Okay, so that's what, $4.50 each time you trade. Now, this is the E-minis, not the micros, all right? If we start looking at the micros, then we can move down and let's see here. The MES right here, which is the micro E-mini S&P 500, $62 on $62. I'm sorry, guys, 62 cents on each side. Okay, so what's that? $1.24 round term. All right, and then just depending on how many contracts you trade and volume of, if you trade more, then the round term fee gets less. Okay, so it all depends on that. Scroll down, look at the NASDAQ. For those that trade the NASDAQ E-mini, 225 is the same as the ES, and again, the round term fee gets less. which is all determined based on the number of contracts. Okay, so if we look at the micro, where are we at? The micro NASDAQ, again, it's 62 cent round term. That means each side buying and selling. So, but that's per contract now, guys. You got to understand that. So for every contract that you actually trade, that's going to be per side. If I'm looking to trade the NASDAQ, the micro is 62 cent per side, which is $1.24 per contract. All right. So think of, look at things like that and then do your own calculations. All right. But again, you have to, this is the reason why having this tool here, which they have, what's called, again, they're all in cost calculator. You just click on this and pick which particular platform you're going to actually use. If you trade, let's say Tradingview, where's that at? Trying to find it here because they don't have it. They don't have these in alphabetical order, it looks like. Here it is, Tradingview. Okay. The version, AMP's free version, okay, and then monthly 0. So there you go. Okay, so let's look to see where the micros will be the same here, and it looks like the E-minis is the same. So pretty much the same, using the free version of Tradingview through AMP, and also, including you have their you get to choose, which data feed you want to go with, CQG, TT, or Rhythmic. Okay, so do your own homework and kind of see if you're going to go with a outside platform. Go with a different company. I don't know, maybe some other company you're going to choose to use, maybe Tradeovate, NinjaTrader, Optimus Futures, or whoever you're going to choose to use, and also start looking at what a broker may charge you. What is the broker you're going to go with? So kind of keeping things in-house. That's why I think AMP is a good option for a lot of people starting off, because you're starting off, you're under one umbrella. The broker, they offer a number of platforms that you can actually choose from, and as well as they have low overall cost when it comes to trading futures overall. When we're talking about a data fee, when we're talking about which that allows us to be able to trade with certain exchanges. Okay, when we talk about the commissions or round term fees, so calculate all those things in. People don't do that. They start to just like, oh, well, the commissions are low here, I'm gonna make this choice to go with this broker here. But then you got to look at, well, who are you using for your platform, for charting purposes? Are you having to pay fees on a monthly basis or quarterly basis? Are they high? When you start looking at having to use an outside data provider, whatever data provider you're going to use, the data feed provider, how much is that costing you on a monthly basis? So start looking at things like that overall, and then it's there's other fees that may be involved, withdrawal fees, or are there any inactivity fees that broker may charge you, okay, as well. So look at all their fees and just kind of add all those things up to see how much that alone is going to cost you on a monthly basis, and then kind of work that into the commission fees, and kind of divvy it up or divide it up to see how much it's going to cost you each time you take a trade. This is going to be what it's going to cost me in round terms. So I believe that AMP overall has I'm not gonna say the best, because I haven't specifically looked at every particular company out there in fine detail, but I do know what they offer. And just looking at from an industry standard, if I go online and kind of Google it, I can see they do pop up. I can see that based on when it comes to futures trading, that they have some of the lowest future fees in the industry or within the market. Now, here's what I'd like to hear from you guys. Which brokers are you currently using? Which one, which broker do you currently use? Some people do use multiple brokers. So, and what are some of the fees that you're actually being charged? What are you paying into for platform fees or data fees or your round term commission fees? So I'd just like to hear from, the audience out there who are trading, futures. Because it does help people in terms of when you leave comments down in the comment section there, and other people come across, especially those who are beginners, it kind of gives them an idea, and they can look at things from a different perspective sometimes and say, it gives them options in a sense. I'm just talking about AMP. There's a number of future brokers out there, NinjaTrader, Optimus Futures, Interactive Brokers, and there's a slew of them out there. I think you got TradeStation that has their broker service. So it just depends, but I like to hear from individuals because it does help others, and gives them choices or options in which they can look into. But again, I'm not here to toot the horn of AMP. It's just the broker that I choose to use as part of my trading or in my trading as of right now. And again, like I said, I could shift over and tomorrow be using somebody different. But don't put a lot of weight on that. Just make sure you're making smart choices. So at the end of the month, overall, it's not hitting your pocket too hard and you're saving money. Okay. So that's one thing you want to look at. So many people are stuck on just the commission, commissions when we're talking about the round term fees, but you got to also look at what else are you expending or spending out of pocket each month when it comes to other fees, just to allow you to be able to trade. So hopefully this video helps, someone out there out. But again, I'm just showing you just one option here, and you can do your own homework and look, but I recommend you definitely do your own homework to see, what it is. You have to ask yourself what it is that you're interested in areas of saving, where you're looking to save at. If you're happy with NinjaTrader and you're using them, then there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody's going to have their own opinion, and that's why when we look at reviews online, it's kind of up and down, hit or miss. So that's why you have to do your own homework. Don't put the emphasis and the weight on just because of what someone else said. Do your own homework. But I'm gonna leave the video there. Hopefully, someone out there found value in today's content. If you're a first-time viewer or not even say subscriber, just a first-time viewer watching one of the videos today, this is more of an informational type video, to where I'm going over a topic, but I'm giving you some valuable information that may help many out there who are starting off looking to trade futures in 2024. Maybe you didn't start off in the first quarter. Maybe you're looking into trading futures the second quarter into the remaining part of the year. Hopefully this video will help you out. So if you're not a current subscriber, please take the time to go ahead and sub by clicking on the sub button down below. Make sure to turn on all your post notifications so you don't miss one of the uploads here on the channel. If you're interested in becoming a Discord member, we have a great community. All you have to do is scroll down to the lower portion of the video, where down in the description, you'll see a link there that says Discord. It is free of charge to join the Discord, so highly recommend you do so, and come over and join us on the trading floor, where we as future traders post trades that we do take, and we also discuss them as well, because people want to hear and grasp and understand, why did you take that trade, Mike? So I explain, okay? But I also offer you can join if you choose to. Okay, I recommend that if you are looking to trade futures and you're looking to gain understanding of the trades that I do take, I have what's called the Elite Channel Supporter tier. It's just a YouTube tier program. It's a tier membership program through YouTube, to where you can basically are supporting my efforts as a content creator, and I give back perks and rewards. One of them being the trade breakdowns, to where I go into depth so you grasp and understanding why I'm taking trades. I trade supply and demand, so first and foremost, understand that. But I go into deep detail about my trades I take surrounding the supply and demand setups, because it has helped, and it does continue to help tons of individuals out there that are looking to grasp and understand about supply and demand, but more so how I trade and the strategy I trade, because I go in detail about the strategy. But you can watch videos here on the channel, which I highly recommend. Get a pen and pad, take notes, because that's the best way in which you're actually going to learn, is through a means of education, by self-educating yourself and watching the videos. That's how I learn. I self-taught trader. I taught myself. I spent years doing so. I didn't have a mentor or someone that I could turn to, and that showed and laid out the path of the way for me completely. So, I had to do like most individuals do: scour the net, weed through things, pick out what looked like it may work, and try it, and try something different. It took me 2 years to get into really where I'm at today, but supply and demand, I must say, opened my eyes up, and it really opened the door for me to be able to become a profitable and consistent trader. Okay, so that's why if you're interested in becoming an Elite Channel member, which you'll find that link right down below the Discord link there, it's only $6.99 a month, but you gain access to the private list of or the handpicked selected videos that I pulled away from the channel, and I made link by link series of links to those videos, ones that I feel like cover the most important content surrounding how I trade supply and demand, the strategy, how I trade, and also you get the trade breakdowns. That's one of the biggest things that you do receive, so you get the full understanding of the trades I'm taking. But outside of that, if you found value in today's content, please take the time to go ahead and drop a like on the video. I'll see you in the next one.